Are you struggling to make your streaming schedule? I might have a couple of tips, just things that I've learned along the way that might help you. So save this video and give it a try next time. I think a lot of what we struggle with when we go to create a schedule is that we think that we have to have a set schedule every single day or have the entire week spoken for, when ultimately what it boils down to is our community just needs to know when we're going to be there. A lot of them have their own life going on and are trying to balance things in addition to showing up to support you. So my first piece of advice is to keep it simple. When you're creating your schedule, start very simple. It doesn't have to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It doesn't have to be Tuesday, Thursday. If you have the kind of life that you're just not really sure if you can show up for 3 days a week, start with one. I'm going to show up Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Every Wednesday, I'm going to commit. I know I don't have other things going on at that time. I'm going to show up for them. And then you can use the other days of the week when you do feel like streaming and have time to stream to sprinkle in some surprise streams. I'm a disabled streamer, so I completely understand creating a schedule and then the day comes and you're like, I don't feel like being on camera. I don't feel like streaming. This is a good way to provide yourself a little bit of freedom and to adjust your schedule accordingly. Then as you grow and as you start streaming more and you start recognizing those days that you're showing up a little bit more, you can then broaden your schedule. Another thing with keeping it simple is don't feel pressured to do day, date, and game. You don't have to know what game you're going to be in the mood to play. When I first started streaming, I would do things like midweek vibes, Friday feeling, something to kind of let the community know that we're hanging out, we're going to be together, but then showing up and then at that time deciding, do I want to play Fortnite? Do I want to do community games? Like, what am I really looking for? So a lot of times it's better to just focus on the vibe instead of picking a specific game. And my next piece of advice is to just remind your community that all of your schedule times are subject to change. Real life happens. You're a human, same as everybody else. Letting your community know that times are subject to change just keeps it in the back of their mind that you might not show up when you say you're going to. And generally, every time your community understands. Letting everybody know gives you a little bit of freedom to be able to listen to your schedule, your body, yourself, how you're feeling, all of those things, and adjust accordingly. My last piece of advice will be to say it plainly. If you're the kind of person who likes to create a graphic for your streams every week, keeping the details very clear and concise is going to help people read your schedule and want to show up. For example, if you're the kind of person who likes to start with one game, play that for a little bit, and then switch to another game, if you're the kind of person who starts at just chatting and then goes into a game, you could just mention that you're playing games, or you can just mention one of the titles, one of the games that you're playing, and then use the Discord post that you make, the Instagram post, use those as an opportunity to then break it down a little bit deeper. That way, if you get a new follower and they ask, hey, when are you going live again? You could send them straight to your graphic. It's clear and concise. There's not a lot of extra information that they need to process or understand in order to know when to find you next. Those are 3 things that have helped me with creating my schedule. I'm not a professional. I'm not perfect. This is just something I've learned along the way as a streamer that I hope could help you. Schedules are meant to be freeing for us, not constricting. And there's a way to do it in a way that helps your community know when to find you and helps you feel at peace as a streamer. Let me know if these tips worked. Let me know if you have any tips in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.